Here we are, pretty close to being finished. Not quite, but you see the exhaust fan up at the top, which is not running right now because it's not hot enough inside. And I guess I'll walk on around the backside first. There's a door that needs a little more work. Didn't have the door and finished the metal part, and that's why the casing doesn't quite fit. Here you can hear the fans running, and you see the plastic. I got this from Greenhouse Farm Supply. All of this metal, by the way, is, except for the J channel and such, is scrap metal that came off of the roof when we had to replace it, and also metal from my friend that contributed. Inside you can see the dark collector areas, and then the whiter looking areas that are further up. That's where the return air comes up from the stack that's being dried and rises to feed the fans that then blow down over the collector. And of course this is the far side, and this is an intake vent that opens to let air into the kiln whenever it gets too hot or the humidity level rises too far. And here you can see the inside. The center fan is not running right now because it only comes on at 95 degrees. One fan on each end is running. These little guys here are going to be door supports, holders, so that when you open the doors, they have something to pull them back while you're loading the kiln. These are 7-foot doors. The total opening is 14 feet, 7 feet on each side. Here's the start of another hole. That one was a little harder. And continuing on around, we're going to go in the door, and you'll see, again, this was all made from salvage stuff, except this door was bought. And then of course the lumber, we saw it on the sawmill. Here you can see those two 20-inch indoor-outdoor fans that will take the air coming down to the collector. These are going to be, this area here is going to be covered, of course, to block flow, and then this area up here will have a block and a curtain that comes down and drapes onto the stack that goes right in this area here. Over there you can see the intake vent. This is just the service platform for the upstairs where the fans are that blow down over the collector. All of the wiring is put in conduit with THHN wire. Up here you can see the exhaust fan, which is not on yet. It's on a controller that controls for humidity and temperature. And up there you can see the sensors. The other controller I hadn't quite figured out yet. These fans are all on a single controller that controls time and temperature, as are the ones upstairs. Here you can see the door, the main doors, and the main thing that holds them shut. I'm kind of refining that a little bit. Up top you see the only two 2x4s that were bought that are in this. And these are insulation panels in the door to stiffen it, but also to insulate it. There are 19, I think. Here you can see the cutoffs from one of them. They're tongue and groove, so they fit together pretty nicely. Probably will do that wall right there, and the one on the other side with some of this material, and the remainder will do with some sort of fiberglass. Here you can see we still haven't completed this enclosure here, where that encloses the collector surface and allows the fans to push air down rather than out through this. And I'm going to go up this ladder carefully, and then you'll be able to see the top here. It's not had anything done to that wall yet. And you see down at the other end there's that exhaust fan, and then here are the 3 blowing fans that blow down over the collector. And you can tell this is recycled metal. It's rusted. It came off the roof where it had to be replaced, but that's all well and good. It'll work. It's just been painted black on the other side. And that little box there holds a controller that switches off and on. State comes on at 8 o'clock, goes off at 8 p.m. And it's also temperature controlled for 2 of the fans. So they only operate whenever the kiln gets below 75 degrees, as do these down here. That big fan in the center won't come on until about 10 o'clock, and it runs till about 8 o'clock, but it is limited to come on only at 95 degrees. Outside, the ambient temperatures have been 70, 75 inside recently. The absorber gets up to about 150 and on a bright sunny day, and the temperature in here gets up to about 110. Now this is spring, so in summer it'll probably be a good bit hotter. So that's about where we are now. We have a temporary line coming in to feed power to the 2 circuits. These fans don't pull. The big fan pulls about a little over 5 amps. The 2 little fans are just 1.2, so everything's protected by 15 amp circuits. Upstairs is on its own circuit, and the downstairs is on its own circuit. And there's plenty of room in this box for other circuits. Haven't decided yet whether to put in a feed line from the bigger building over there or just make do. So that's the state of progress as it stands. There's still a lot to do to finish it, but it's just about ready to load up. So then I'll send you some videos. The load area will be about 14 feet by 7 or 8 feet, maybe 9 feet in some places. And the width, high, and then the width of this in here is about 7 to 8 feet. We need to leave a couple of feet between these fans, I think, so they can pull the air up. But so far it seems to have worked out reasonably well.